All right, pit bulls, how we doing? I want to make a quick video about what we've been working on. I know a lot of people got really excited about that PayPal call that we entered for those quick results and how I found that play. First of all, by paying attention to that type of thing for a while here, but really this gap protocol. I've been building an entire service around this, and ideally this service will include this indicator I'm showing you here. So the indicator basically blocks off the gap. So you'll see it had earnings here a while ago. Nice 10, 15 point drop there real fast. And as we entered that gap here, it was the first time we entered and then took some profits when we started meeting some resistance there. Ideally, the gap entry you want to find is after it enters the gap, pulls back, and touches the bottom of the gap on a bullish entry. And so this is where we again entered on PayPal right around 44 bucks here. And then you see we took off. Now that was because of some Stripe acquisition news, but I could show you 20 other stocks with the same situation where they gap down. As soon as they enter that, they come up, nice pop, come back, retest, pop up, fill most of the gap or all of the gap there, come back, nice little retest again here, and I'd be willing to bet we'll make our way back up to the 50s relatively soon. I like to see a little bit more compression here ideally, but this isn't bad at all, especially with the news. And if you watch fundamentals, you're paying attention to PE ratios and how this compares to other fintechs, and this is a steal of a deal at these prices. So I've built an entire system around this. I've built the indicator around it. I've built the entry protocol. I receive my own alerts. So I've set up a certain number of proprietary conditions here. So I know when to enter. I'll get an alert sent straight to my email, and I'm working on a webhook that'll have those sent straight to Telegram as well. So Pit Power Plays is getting first access to this. So if you're in Pit Power Plays, I know you already loved a few of these plays. I think we've had two. We definitely had that PayPal one that crushed it, and then what was the other gap that we played? Can't remember. I know I gave you guys two of these though over time, but so these are recent companies that have gapped down or gapped down a while ago. So you take a look at like Nike. This is gaps all over the place. It's in a gap right now. You see it has a gap here. This is a massive gap though that it's filling. So the alerts will go off when it entered the gap here. It would have gone off, and then pulled back. It broke up here. It would have sent an alert saying gap filled essentially, and then pulled back here. It would say gap retest, and then it would have gap filled here again. And now we're kind of in the middle here for Nike. So nothing too attractive on this one. Snaps another one. So it gives these little alerts when it closes in that gap. That was a while ago. But notice what happened after that alert was given. Closed in the gap for the first time here. December 29th at 792. And it popped all the way up to over $9. So very nice return there on that one. We would have taken profits, I'm sure. Even if it didn't fill that whole gap, I think that was it. Sure it filled at some point in time. Anyways. So Snap's another one I got my eye on. This one, Expedia, looks great right now. It's really coming along here. See this gap right here will be great fill. If we can just break over that 218.50 mark right in there, maybe 219 at the highest, we should have a nice ride to 227. At least I'll probably close it at 225 or so, but get you a quick six really. Let's see what else we got going. Let's know some new ones are growing. This one's in the gap here, but it already filled it. So once it's already entered, retested, and filled, I'm kind of over it. It's definitely an area to pay attention to and some nice support and resistance. But other than that, Zoom, this is one of my favorite companies. They had earnings yesterday, so they got a nice gap started here. I think this happened this morning, and it hasn't at the end of the session, this will actually show the gap with the shading and everything in there. What else we got? This one's looking nice. That gap's already been filled. Let's see what happens after this gap. When it enters this gap here, gap daily close entry, boom, here. What's happened since then? Rocketed. Rocket. Back down. New gap. Some more new gaps. Those filled. Rocket. AMD is definitely an interesting one. That'll be a fun one when it enters it right there. That'll be great. So, but this is going to be a whole protocol that I put together for you guys and share with everybody. But like I said, if you're in Pit Power Plays, you'll get it first. And then this will likely be a whole additional service that we will add on to our suite of offerings. If you have any questions, drop them below. Shoot me a message, whatever you got to do. Yeah, if you're in Pit Power Plays, pay attention to these. You'll notice when I'm sharing these free alerts with you guys, I'll put in parentheses uh, Pit Gap Protocol. That's what we're calling this one here. So you see that it's one of these gap entry trades, and they can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Like if you held this PayPal, we took profits fast on this one because it went fast. We got it at 43, 44-ish, ripped to 47, and we were out. But now it's honestly looking good again because it came down, retested the lower portion of this gap, held on to a moving average here, and is coming back up. So I'd probably be re-entering today or tomorrow and probably holding this one until we see 50 at least. Because, yeah, PE is crazy. Like on the fundamental side, it's just a super great value buy. And definitely has buyout potential and new CEO potential. There's all types of potential here. So definitely a name I love. It was going to be my number one pick for 2026. I guess it still can be because I was getting a little bit less excited about it when it hit 49. But at 45, I still like it a lot here. So probably double down a little bit today, get some more of it, and ride it again. We got a lot of profits from last time to reinvest, so we should be good. But hopefully you guys love this as much as I do. These are some of the most consistent, profitable, massive winners that we come up with. Chipotle was another one. I don't think it's on here because it already filled, but this is one that I just gave to all Pitbull traders. When this one filled, we entered right here. This pit gap entry around 35. The highest pit gap entry alert was at 36.20. And then we didn't close it until it filled the whole gap at 39. So gap's a little bit over 39, but you hit a nice solid number there. A nice round number like 39. You got in at 37, 36. You're definitely going to take those profits and be happy. So stay tuned. If this is something that you're interested in as a standalone service and you don't want to take the leap with Pit Power Plays, although you'd be insane not to, I think we're on a 17 straight winning streak across 4 months. So 4 months, no losers, tons of massive winners. Why you're not in that, I have no clue. But if for some reason you're just interested in this as a one-off, we'll be releasing this as a one-off as well. Until then, everybody in Pit Power Plays, though, will be getting the early access free trades to get a taste of how great these are. As you already saw with PayPal, some big winners there for our group. So let me know if you're interested in joining this one, or I'd highly recommend getting in on that Pit Power Plays right now. Get 2 for 1 for now until we release this as a standalone. All right, let me know if you have any questions, guys. Hopefully this helps. Good luck. Stay safe out there. Not financial advice. Not telling you to buy any security. None of that bull. All right. Remember that. Stay safe. Protect capital. And I'm out. Peace.